when I was growing up, age 16, I listened to bands like The Cure and The Smiths, and Joy Division, all these bands that were like from the UK, you know? So like everything I sang, it came out like this. Little Southern Texas boy singing like this. Only Morrissey can do Morrissey, you know? So, who out there has the album The Answers by Blue October? Alright, so you'll know what I'm talking about. There's this song called Tomorrow on that album, right? Pop that bitch in on the way home. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. In that song, I go, tomorrow, I'm gonna find a way to die. Oh. Like, seriously, you're gonna find a fucking way to die? This shit's awful, but if you like it, I'm not gonna argue with you. Anyway, I'm gonna try and stay focused tonight, people. 16 years old, I was in a band called The Last Wish. I was in high school, and what was cool about being in a band is we'd play on the weekends, and all of our friends would come from school. And when you're in a band and you're 16 years old, you're in it for one reason, and that's to change the world. Bullshit. You're in it because of the chicks. Like, straight up. Because every Friday and Saturday night, those chicks would come from high school to see me play, right? And then I'd come back Monday morning being like, what's up, girl? What's up? We don't need to talk. It's all good. We'll go this way. You won't follow me. You know? So my ego was so fucking big when I was 16. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I was just that damn good. You know? But we were playing our first like adult gig, like a real gig, at a place called the Last Concert Cafe, downtown Houston, Texas. And I found out later that this place was actually a whorehouse. Like a legitimate whorehouse. Like you would knock on the door, and I wondered why they opened the little bitty things and what's the password. And when you're in high school and you're in a band, you really don't run shit. Your parents still do, right? Because you're living under their roof. You know, so they're the ones that like pack up your shit in their Suburban, load it into the whorehouses for you, and you rock out. Well, this night changed my life forever. I was playing a show called at the Last Concert Cafe with my band, The Last Wish, and none of our fans, people from our school, could come because this was like an adult place, right? Like 21 and up. Ooh. So it was just all of our parents and their church friends. yeah. And but my parents couldn't come because they were like working or something. They were at home doing something. But they couldn't come, so we played this whole show, you know. And all our parents are out, all their parents are out there. You remember all I remember is them doing the pony. That fucking dance, man. And after the show, I went up to Greg, who was the leader of the band. I said, hey Greg, man, you mind, I've been working real hard on this new song. It means a lot to me if I could go up on stage when we're done and play it by myself. See what people think. And he's like, of course you would. Yeah, Mr. Lead Singer, go fucking do it, you selfish piece. And I'm like, whoa. I'm just asking you to be nice. I was gonna do it anyway, you know? Like, for real. And so I got up on stage by myself, my acoustic guitar, just like this, actually. And I played this song from all my heart, and it was like this. And I threw all my skills and my heart all over the audience, and the audience was like, oh God. And when I was done, it was just like this. There was no clapping. It was just dead silent, and all their mouths were like this. And what am I thinking? At 16 with my big, I said, I just fucked them up. That's what I'm thinking. I just fucked them up. I changed their world right then. What? I'm that badass. I remember just leaving that stage going, oh shit. I am good. With a capital G. So I went home that night on cloud 9, right? I fell asleep that night just like, woo, yeah. And my dad comes in the next morning and wakes me up. Justin, what you want, Dad? What'd you do last night? I'm like, I fucking changed some lives, Dad. That's what I did last night. He's like, well, you changed some lives, huh? Well, I got a call from Greg's dad. And Greg's dad wants to hold a parents' meeting today. 3 p.m. at his house. And I'm thinking, woo! You're damn right he wants to hold a parents' meeting. They want to put all their fucking money together that they've saved for their children's and invest it into The Last Wish because Justin is that good and that one song fucked them up. So I said, yo, Dad, we gotta get on the road. Let's get dressed and let's roll over there. So we rolled over there, 3D, my mom, my dad, and myself, in our 1982 Pinto. Y'all remember that Pintos? Somebody like, what the fuck is a Pinto? Pinto again? It was like a fucking car, right? A little small car. Except this bitch was battleship gray, alright? And it was dropped. Not legitimately dropped. It was like, had no shocks. So it was just a large car. We rolled over there, you know. He pulled up in the drive. Before I explain, we kind of lived in the hood because my dad just started out as a policeman, you know. He was a cop. So we didn't make a lot of money, so we had like a little 2-bedroom house in the hood. And when we rolled over to this house, it was in Bel Air. So we pulled up in our battleship gray Pinto. We get out under my dad getting out on slow motion. My mom gets out. And I get out. I'm like, hey, Dad, can you push this seat forward? And I get out, I'm like, anybody say that? We're good. I'm excited, right? And I walk up to the front of these big-ass doors, like wooden doors that are like 20 feet high, and I push them. And the air conditioner hits my face, and my hair just went up like a model. We walk perfect triangle formation up in this bitch. It's cool. Sit down, y'all. When we walk in, all the parents are sitting in a perfect circle with their children. They're all looking at us like they called each other the night before and were like, we need to get there 15 minutes early just to fuck them up when they walk in. That shit wasn't gonna faze me. I'm Justin fucking Furstenfeld, y'all. I walk up in that bitch and I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. My dad sits here. My mom sits here, this sweet little Christian lady, my mom, she's so sweet, right? And then I sit in the middle, I'm like, what? And then Greg Hammond's dad leans forward and he says, I'd like to call this meeting to order. I'm like, you damn right, this is some professional shit. Okay. Call that bitch to order then. I wanted to hammer. And then the next thing he said was this. We're worried about you, Justin. The song that you sang last night, we don't really approve of the subject matter. Let me just say it scared us. And we personally don't want our children involved in anything like that. So Mr. and Mrs. Furstenfeld, what should we do about this? And they look at my dad, and my dad's like, what the fuck did you do? He's crazy. And then my dad just kind of gives up, and I'm like, so no record deal? You know? And all of a sudden that air conditioner that was making me look so good just cut off or something. So it's getting kind of hot. And then I look at my mom, because they're all looking at my mom now like, well, what are we going to do? And my mom's sweet little Christian lady, you know, just sitting there with her fucking blanket over her. Like, why are they all looking at her, you know? And she's really looking uncomfortable. I look at my mom, I'm like, baby, you okay? And she's getting these red splotches, like they're going up his face, and all of a sudden she just gets so uncomfortable, she doesn't really know what to do, right? So she stands up, right? And she grabs the nicest lamp that she can find, and she's like, fuck your lamp! Boom! Glass everywhere, right? And I'm like, yeah, we have this bitch! Fuck yeah! And my dad stands up, takes his shirt off, boy! I'm sorry, it didn't happen that way. But man, that would have been some cool shit. Just, you know, it didn't happen that way. I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus here. But what actually happened was I just looked at my mom and my dad and I said, hey, I got this. said, Mr. Hammond, I'm going to go ahead and make this simple for you, bro. I'm going to quit this band called The Last Wish, all right? And I'm going to start a little band that I've been working on called Blue October. Yeah. But I said it 16 years old like this. I'm going to go ahead and quit The Last Wish, and I'm going to start a band called Blue October. And he was like, what the fuck? Get out of my house. Do what you will. So I said, come on, Mom and Dad, let's bounce. And we rolled out of there. We climbed back in our Pinto. But I remember that night so vividly. It was a poignant night in my life. Driving home, my dad's head right here driving. My mom's right there. They're both silent as fuck, right? And I'm sitting in the back with this shit-eating grin on my face. I thought to myself, one song did all that mess. Oh, shit. I'm only 16 years old. What the fuck are we gonna write about next? And then I thought to myself, that's the first and last time I'm gonna let anyone tell me what I can and can't say in a song. Right there, my life had started. Boom.